Alrighty, mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect. Let me go to my main camera. Alrighty, we're live, and as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be going over more UMG, which is basically UI and Unreal Engine 5 using C++. That's let's go to my gameplay screen. Okay, and guys, this is a chat from last stream, and I did get some practice off stream about the UI part. So let's go with something like the same live exclamation. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's say guys, today is like New Year's, so I bet I want to get a lot of progress done today. That's it, people. Eyes forward, back straight. You went live, which means excuses are off the table. Today is not about perfection, it's about clarity. Yesterday, the engine fought. Okay, the engine fought you. Good, engines, only 5 people who are actually building something real. Remember this, the difference between a master and a novice is that a master has failed more times than a novice has even tried. Said by Will Durant, did I pronounce the name? That's it. Hi, hiding pixels. I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, now let me go to my Unreal Engine. So I will be actually following a tutorial today because I feel like the tutorial was like really helpful. Happy New Year's, pixels. Okay, let's see. So firstly, I do want to decrease my floor size, and yeah, this is like a new project because I am going to be working with like just UIs this stream. Let's go with something like R, but first I want to go a bit back, hit something like R, maybe decrease the size. There we go. Okay, did the size decrease? Okay, wait, let's go with something like Control Z. I want to decrease it from the center. Okay, perfect. That should be good. I'm going to be creating a plain UI today, so I'm going to go in with something like W. Yo, Vivek, Dada, Happy New Year. In this year, may you get lots of new subscribers. Keep learning, brother. Honestly, I appreciate it, genuine. That actually means the world to you guys. Hiding Otak, is that pronounced your name? I appreciate you joining the stream. And guys, for New Year's, I did like keep a small chance for every 10 likes. I'm going to be drinking a cup of water. I feel like this could actually keep me hydrated enough the stream. Okay, so firstly, let me actually get the YouTube video up here. Okay, and guys, I'm not going to be showing it on the video, the one that I'm watching. I'm going to be like, having that on the second monitor so I can like follow it as well. That's let's see. So apparently I gotta go. Okay, the things that I do know first. First of all, I gotta load a few files on, so I'm gonna open my content drawer and load my Blender's FBX file under my, let's see, under my contents section. So I'm gonna go to content, load my Blender's FBX files, and then let's get my chat up here. Okay, what are you learning? Honestly, today I am going over like UMGs and Unreal Engine using C++. UMG is basically like UIs. For example, the buttons on the window that's not actually meshes. Okay, so let's go ahead and import my GLB files as well. Get my chat back up here. Now, whoops, I got /chat-gp up here. Let's get my chat up here. Now, I'm gonna go back to my Unreal Engine. There we go. And let's go back to the content drawer. I'm gonna go ahead and add my game items here as well. This is, would you like to create a new font asset using imported font face default fonts? Let's go with something like yes, sure. Okay, let's go with something like yes. Okay, in the game items, I did have separate fonts as well, but I will be loading my PNGs. My game items consist of my PNGs. If I go to content, I go to game items, I see background, buff bar, dice, drops, fonts, health bar, meals, and all the basic PNG stuff that I created for my SDL and my 5-game projects. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm assuming I gotta go ahead and create like a widgets tab. But before that, I'm gonna go ahead and just close all this. Let's go ahead and close all that. There we go. Okay, perfect. I have my 3 files here. I'm gonna go to my content drawer. Let's see the first thing that I gotta do. Okay, apparently the first thing that I gotta do is like load a object here. Okay, let's go ahead and exit that. Okay, so I gotta go ahead and add a camera for something. To do that, I could go to my tools. I could go to new classes. Let's say I want to create a character class. I'm gonna go ahead and create a class here. Now, let's wait for the project to be added to my Visual Studio. Okay, while it's being added, I might actually eat something. Okay, there we go. I get my live coding here. Let's go ahead and exit this once it's successfully patched. Go to my Visual Studio and reload all. I'm going to be removing my Unreal Engine configuration. Yo, I appreciate you, Faith. Stop, how are you doing? Happy New Year's. Okay, let's see. Next up, what's about with that? Is there something else that I want to do? I might want to open my Unreal Engine here and then. Okay, before my Unreal Engine, I might want to go to my characters as header files and include a few components. Firstly, let's see. I could go ahead and include a pair of ankle braces. Let's go. Okay, I could go ahead and include a bro. Ankle braces. And then let's see. Let me go ahead and include something from my game framework. Let's go with something like game framework. Okay, game framework slash, let's say I want to include something from my game frameworks. I might want to include my spring arm component, which is going to come in use when I want to create a camera boom for my camera. So I'm going to go with something like game framework slash spring arm component. Let's go with something like spring arm component. So there we go. Okay, perfect. .h, which is spring arm component and its header files. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and include something from my camera. Let's go with something like camera slash camera component. I'm going to go ahead and include my camera. And my camera components is header files. Try 1045. Okay, honestly, that is something new because, guys, I'm not actually used to it, but I appreciate you playing. Yeah, that actually means the world to me. Okay, let's see, guys. We're starting nearest off with like a really good note here. Okay, let's go with something like components.h, which is fate component and its header files. And then once I'm done including all those things, I'm going to go under my protected data member. And let's say I want to go ahead and add a comment. Let's say something. I'm going to say something like move, turn, and rotate. Let's go with something like move, turn, and rotate. Okay, there we go. Functions. These are going to be the functions that actually moves, turns, and rotates my, my actual character in my window. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and create a void method for something like moving forward. This method is going to be in charge of me moving forwards and backwards. Let's go with something like move forward. So there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to add a pair of parentheses and add a floating point parameter of value ending with a semicolon. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add another void method. This time it's going to be something like move right. I'm going to go ahead and move right with a pair of parentheses that requires a floating point parameter of value ending with a semicolon. And guys, I gotta make sure that we're hitting like 10 likes here, because every 10 likes in my vertical stream, I'm gonna drink like a cup of water. Every 5 likes in my horizontal stream, I'm gonna drink a cup of water. Hope I don't actually flood the stream. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go with another void method of something like turn that requires a floating point parameter of value as well, ending with a semicolon. Lastly, let's go with my fourth void method of something like look up. This method is going to be in charge of me looking up and down. I'm going to go ahead and require a parameter of value as well. Okay, now once I'm done with these functions, I'm going to go ahead and add another comment that says something like camera boom. Basically, camera boom in like film industries is like a selfie stick that's used for holding big camera style stuff. So to actually create a camera boom, I'm going to go ahead and add a few properties for it. It's 10 likes now. Honestly, guys, it is at 9 likes. There's like one more like to go. Okay, let's go with PROPERTY. There we go. And then I'm going to go with the parentheses. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. We hit 10 likes. Okay, now let me actually get my bottle here. Okay, and to make sure it's actually a whole cup, I did like literally get a cup here. Let me actually go to my main camera real quick. Okay, let's go to my main camera. There we go. And guys, why is the main camera a bit blurry? Let me actually go ahead and fix the zoom up. Okay, guys, is it just me or the main camera is kind of blurry here? Let me go back to my gameplay screen. Okay, I think it's good in the gameplay screen. The zoom is just kind of messed up here. There we go. Okay, so I have my cup here. Let's go ahead and pour a whole cup. So let's see. Guys, I feel this is pretty good because I gotta be hydrated as well every stream. There we go. It's filled to the brim, guys. I can't actually show it. Like, if I get close enough, can you guys see it? And not, like, let it fall? There we go. Okay, let's drink it. There we go. A whole cup. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my gameplay screen, guys. I feel that was a big cup. That was like a huge cup. This is gonna be harder than I thought. Okay, blurry. There we go. Okay, yo, what's up, hiding browser? Appreciate you joining the stream. Yo, the main camera is blurry. Is it like still blurry? So there we go. Okay, I think that like fixed the zoom up. But guys, I feel like this cup was like really big. I think I should have gone with a smaller cup. This is gonna be harder than I thought. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go with something like U property. Now, I'm gonna add a few parameters in it. Okay, now it's fine. Oh, I see. Okay, let's see. So, firstly, I want my camera... Guys, it's so hard to talk when you have a lot of water in you. Although, I did, like, drink some water before I started the stream. I should not have done that. Okay, let's go with something like visible only. I hope I don't, like, throw up. There we go. Let's go with something like visible anywhere. And then, the second parameter is going to be blueprint read only, because I want my blueprint to be able to read my camera boom. you need to drink a lot of water to be healthy. That actually does make sense. I don't actually drink water in my streams. I actually keep forgetting. That's it. I feel the challenge might actually make that a bit cool. Okay. Don't you feel tired after talking so much? Honestly, I used to, but I think it does become a habit. The more we talk, the better we get at it. That's it. Let's go with something like a blueprint read only. Okay, and then the third parameter is going to be a category. My category, there we go. Okay, is going to be something like camera. And then I go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and create a spring arm component. So let's go with something like a use spring arm component. Basically, what the spring arm component actually does is it creates an actual selfie stick slash spring arm in my actual Unreal Engine, like right here. Whoops, there we go. Like, what up guys, there we go, right here in my Unreal Engine where I actually compile the code. So my spring arm component is going to be represented by something like a camera booms pointer. And then I end this with a semicolon. I liked your effort, you deserve so much more. Honestly, I appreciate your faith, yeah, that actually means the world to me, guys. Okay, and guys, I feel like this is like a pretty good thing as well, like whatchamacallit, in New Year's type stuff. Because I'm finally gonna get rid of my, I'm finally gonna like complete or like cross my whatchamacallit, my UMG topic in like Unreal Engine, because I have been like stuck in this for the past 3 days type stuff. That said, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a follow camera as well. Basically, my follow camera is gonna be my actual camera component. What are you working? Honestly, I am like actually working on let's say display health bars and all the different kind of UMGs on my window type stuff. But I haven't actually had any practice with creating my own UIs. So I will be using the PNGs that I drew, but then whatchamacallit, I'm trying to display them in my Unreal Engine and later on add logic as well. Like every time a collision occurs, my health decrease and all that stuff. That said, now for my follow camera, I'm gonna go ahead and create a U property as well. Let's go with property, there we go, with a pair of parentheses. Let's say I want my follow camera to be visible anywhere. Okay, then I want it to be blueprint read only. Let's go with something like blueprint read only. The third parameter is going to be a category, which is going to be something like camera. Exactly the same as my spring arm. But this time, instead of creating a spring arm component, I'm going to create a camera component because I do want an actual camera as well. So I'm going to go with something like U camera component. Okay, which is going to be represented by a pointer of something like a follow camera. I tried Unreal Engine 5, but uninstalled after moving those yellow chairs. Guys, I think Unreal is like really hard when you guys started, but then I feel like the more we actually do it, it gets like really easy because I think I started Unreal now. It's been like 2 weeks. It's still kind of complicating, but I feel I'm trying to get a pretty good grasp of it type stuff. Okay, let's see. UCAMERACOMPO. Okay, I think I spelled U camera component correct. Did I go ahead and include it? I spelled something wrong here. Camera slash CAMERACOMPONENT. There we go. Okay, so this should be camera components. Now I should be able to use my U camera component here. And then it's going to be represented by a follow camera, ending with a semicolon. Okay, and that's like pretty much it. Let's go ahead and hit Control S to save the code. Now I'm going to move on to my C++ files. In my C++ files as constructor, I want to go ahead and create a few default sub-objects. So let's say I'm going to go with something like camera boom is going to be pointing towards, let's say something like create default sub-object. I'm going to go with something like sub-object with a pair of ankle braces. That is going to be having, let's say, my camera component. But why is there a red underline here? Create default DEFAULT SUB OBJECT. Okay, I mean, that is like create. Okay, did I spell something wrong here? Okay, so it says visible anywhere, blueprint read only, and then I have a category of camera. Here's the thing. Do I need to have like different names here? I think I should have like different names here. Let's go with something. I mean, I think the name should be correct. Let's copy this part and let's paste it here real quick in case I had any typos. Okay, I think I did have typos. That should work. Let's hit Control S to save the code. Okay. While my compiler is actually compiling this part, there we go, that's correct. I think I had a typo, guys. Let's go up here. Now, my camera boom is going to be pointing towards create, CREATE DEFAULT SUB OBJECT. Okay, so it is create default sub object. that requires a, let's say something like a use spring arm component. Let's go with something like spring arm component. Okay, perfect. Okay, why can't I use my create default sub object? Is something wrong up there? Okay, so this is camera boom. That is follow camera. I am pointing my camera boom here. I think I spelled this wrong. Let's go with something like create. Okay, let's go with something like default sub object. There. Okay, why does it show a red underline? A pointer to... Oh, I see. My bad, guys. This shouldn't be a pointer. It should be equal to sign. Okay. Actually, there's no way I actually forgot that part. I think I just like, whatchamacallit, my brain just gave out back there. Okay, next up, let's go with something like text. I want to go ahead and create a text here. Let's go with something like, whoops, a text, which says something like camera boom. Okay, let's go with something like camera boom, because this is my camera boom that I'm creating here. And then I end this with a semicolon. Next up, once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and set a few attributes for my camera boom. For example, I could go ahead and point my camera boom towards, let's say, something like a setup attachment. I want to set up an attachment for it. Okay, let's say the attachment that I want to set up is going to be a root component. So basically, what a root component actually does is that it's, let's say, with my root component, I could actually move, turn, or rotate my meshes. Unlike without it. Without it, I couldn't move, turn, or rotate my spring arm component or my camera in general type stuff. Okay, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and add another, let's say, is it called like attribute to it? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add another attribute to my camera boom. This time, I'm gonna add a target arm length. Basically, what a target arm length is, it determines how far away my camera or my spring arm component is from my actual character. So I'm gonna go with something like target arm length. Okay, because basically, I think of it as like the same as a selfie stick, because like selfie stick, we gotta like extend it so it's a bit further from us type stuff. Okay, maybe I fixed my typo as well. Let's go with something like target arm length. And guys, I gotta like make sure that I see every time we hit like 10 likes. Let's go with something like target arm length. Okay, and guys, today's like the first day that I want the likes to go like a bit slow, because whatchamacallit, I feel like I'm already kind of full with water. I think I keep spelling target wrong. Target arm length. There we go. Okay, my target arm length is going to be equal to something like 500.0f, which is basically 500 centimeters away from my character. Now, lastly, I'm going to go ahead and create or give my camera boom another attribute. Let's go with something like camera boom. I'm going to go ahead and point it towards the blueprint. Use pawn control rotation. Let's go with pawn control rotation. I'm going to go ahead and set that to be true and with a semicolon. What this basically means is I let my blueprint control my pawn's rotation, which way it rotates and all that stuff, because the blueprint will be controlling my camera. Fact check me, actually my spring arm component, because I will be, whatchamacallit, I could actually add these settings using my blueprint here. Like instead of creating a C++ class, if I created a blueprint class, I could go ahead and do all those codes, but inside my Visual Studio here. I feel that was real complicating to actually kind of explain. That said, why do I see like a small red underline here? Expected a pair of parentheses. There we go, let's add a pair of parentheses and then end it with a semicolon. Okay, now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and create a default sub object for, let's say, my follow camera as well. So I'm gonna go with something like follow camera. I'm gonna set that equal to, guys, 3 more likes and I drink another cup. How long has it been since I drank a cup? Like, let me check, like 5 minutes or something. Okay, let's go with something like create default sub object. I'm gonna go with something like a sub object. Okay, with a pair of ankle braces, which is going to be consisting of, let's say, something like a U camera component. So there we go. Okay, this is going to be for my actual camera that's loaded inside of my Unreal. Okay, perfect. Then I'm going to go with a pair of parentheses. Let's say something like text. I'm going to call this something like follow camera. There we go. Okay, and then I end this with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done creating a default sub object, I'm going to go ahead and add a few attributes to my camera as well. For example, I'm going to go ahead... My bad, guys. I'm going to go with something like follow camera. Okay, maybe I go with like a line here. There we go. Okay, follow camera. I'm going to go ahead and point this towards, let's say something like setup attachment, because I do want to set up an attachment. Okay, great work, mate. But apart from a few minor misses, AI does this seamlessly. Why, brother? Honestly, I feel like the reason I am actually learning this is because I am like starting from scratch type stuff. But then, the more I do this, the better we get type stuff, and eventually, like AI, even if it can like code this exact part that I'm coding right now, guys, I don't know how to like phrase this part. Eventually, I'm going to get much better at this stuff, and I'm going to get to a point where like AI can actually code what I code. Because even though AI is good and all that stuff, AI actually codes what we actually teach it to code. It can't like code anything beyond what it already knows type stuff. Because AI lacks critical thinking, guys. So for the time being, when we do learn, I am like a junior dev. If I were to say, yeah, I think I am actually a junior dev. So I would be like coding stuff that AI could easily replace, but eventually I might learn stuff that AI can't replace by using critical thinking, guys. I feel like I'm awful at phrasing right now. Okay, so next up, let's go with something like follow camera. I'm gonna go ahead and point that towards B use point control rotation. Let's go with something like point control rotation. Okay, which is going to be set to false here. Because I want to move my spring arm. I don't really want to let my blueprint move my follow camera, which is my actual camera component. That said, guys, we need to like hit one more like so I drink like another cup of water. Okay, let's see. Let me actually check my horizontals. There we go. Okay, now that said, once I'm done creating all my attributes inside my constructor that I want to be constructed inside my Visual Studio, I'm going to go ahead and do something else. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let's say create a few void methods here. For example, I'm going to go with something like void from my character. This is my character class's name. Let's go with something like character. I'm going to go ahead and do something. Let's say I'm going to use the scope resolution operator and point towards the move forward method which I created in my header files. So I'm going to go with something like move forward with a parentheses that requires a floating point parameter of a value. Then I go with the curly braces. Now, once I'm done with adding that, I'm going to go ahead and add a player, add a movement input. I'm going to add a movement input to be able to move my player using key controls. So I'm going to use the add movement input function, okay, with a parentheses, and then inside my movement input function, I'm going to be requiring two parameters. First is going to be a world direction. Second is going to be a scale value. My scale value is my floating point scale parameter here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a world direction, which in this case will be the get actor. I'm going to get my actors as forward vector. Let's go with forward vector. Okay, which way my player is facing forward? Is he facing forward to in front of him or like behind him? I think it's like east and west, guys. If I actually said that part correct, then I'm going to use a parentheses to invoke the function. The second parameter is going to be my value, ending with a semicolon. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and add another void method. This is going to be from let's say something like my character. Let's go with character. Okay, and then I use a scope resolution operator. Then I go with something like move right. I'm going to go ahead and move towards the right. Let's say something like a floating point values as a parameter. My move right function does require floating point values as a parameter. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the add movement inputs as function again. This time, I'm going to go ahead and give my vector or give my actors as left and right direction. So to do that, I could go ahead and use the get actor right vector. Okay, there we go. Then I use a parentheses to invoke the function. Lastly, I require a values parameter. Okay, let's see. Did we hit 20 yet? Okay, we're at 19. Okay, one more like, guys. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Now, once I'm done with this, actually, does it even like completely register here? I might actually go all the way there to keep a legit track. Okay, because I actually don't want to like miss the goals type stuff. Oh, we're at 21. There we go, guys. Now let me go back to my main camera. There we go. Okay, guys, I think another bottle. How long has it been since I already drank one? And this is my mug here, slash my cup here. Let's go ahead and put it. There we go. Okay, make sure it's the whole cup. There we go. Oh, my bottle's actually 2 cups. There we go. I hope that you guys can see it without it actually falling down. Okay, guys, I think it's gonna split if I get any lower. That's it. Let's drink it. Alright, I feel I'm getting water sick right now. That said, let's go to my gameplay stream. Guys, I feel like I'm gonna throw out the stream. That's it. Let's go ahead and end this with a semicolon. Speaking of which, I bought some more water up here. Okay, let's just go ahead and fill my bottle back up here. Guys, I knew that this might happen. I should have like kept it to something like 25 likes instead of like 10 likes, because like I feel like I've drunk a lot of water. Like I usually like take the whole stream to like drink this one bottle, but I've already like drank it. It's been like 20 minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and fill this up real quick. There we go. Okay, whoops, got refills. And guys, I spilled some on myself. Okay, maybe I get this here. Let me actually just keep this here for the time being. There we go. Guys, gotta make sure that I don't like spill the water on my electronics up here. That's it, let's close this. Okay, let's go ahead and keep this down. And then go back to my chat. Open my chat up here. Okay. Okay, you're still drinking? Honestly, I think, Leon, I appreciate you joining the stream, bro. You'll release water at midnight, guys. Actually, it does make sense. Although it is like, whatchamacallit, it's like noon for me. It's like past noon. That said, every 10 likes I hit, I'm drinking like 1 cup of water. That's the reason I felt like I might actually choke on so much water, guys. Okay, guys, 4 more likes for another cup. Excuse me, guys. That's it. Next up, let's go with another word method for something like my character. Let's go with something like my character. Okay, which points towards, let's say, something like the turn method. I'm gonna go ahead and turn towards, let's say I'm gonna require floating point parameter value, guys. Because of all the water, I can't actually phrase myself properly. That said, I'm gonna go ahead and require floating point of turn. Now, my turn is gonna be a bit different than my add movement input here. Movement input basically means what my user types on my keyboard. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn depending on where my mouse is moving in the x-axis. To do that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a controller input instead of a movement input. Let's go with add controller input, which requires just one parameter in this case. That is going to be my value, ending with a semicolon. Okay, add controller yaw input, guys. I forgot about the yaw. Yaw is basically moving in the x-axis. Pitch is moving in the right axis. I will be using the pitch right now. And guys, 4 more likes for another cup. That's it. Let's go with something like a word method of something like my character. Okay, let's go with something like character. This is my character class's name. I'm going to use the scope resolution operator and point towards the lookup sys function. Then I'm going to go ahead and require floating point parameter of value. And then I go with the prof curly braces. Now I'm going to go ahead and add something like add controller pitch input. Let's go with something like pitch input. So there we go. Okay, with a prof parentheses. That requires, let's say, something like a values parameter ending with a semicolon. Okay, let me actually go ahead and check if we hit the like goal here. Because, guys, I gotta make sure that I drink a cup after every... There we go, guys. 1 more like for another cup, guys. I just drank a cup of water. Okay, let's see. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and bind a few things. But before I bind the thing, I'm gonna go ahead and open my Unreal Engine up here. Okay, and then let's go to something like my project settings. In my project settings, I'm gonna go ahead and do something. Let's say I'm gonna go ahead and open my input here. Under my input, I'm gonna go ahead and find axis mapping, and I'm gonna be adding a few axis mappings here. Basically, what axis mapping does is it tells my Unreal Engine that buttons are being clicked, because for the time being, only my Visual Studio knows that I'm clicking buttons. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add something like a move forward this function. Let's go with something like move forward. Okay, and now my move forward, I'm gonna click this plus button. Okay, and then add a few, let's say something like buttons. Let's say I want to move negative scale when I click W, and I want to move positive scale when I don't click W or when I click S. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and click something like plus. The second axis mapping is going to be for something like move right. And let's say I'm going to go ahead and add a plus here. Now, to move right, every time I go ahead and click, let's say A, I want to move +1. Every time I click S, I want to move in a negative direction, which is basically left and right. That's it, guys. Need 1 more like for like drinking another cup of water. Let's actually check if I hit like. So, there we go. Okay, we actually need 2 more likes now. That's actually kind of good. Okay, let's see. Next up, third up, I'm going to go with something like turn. For my turns this function, I'm going to go ahead and do something. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and click something like plus. I might delete one. Okay, I'm gonna turn depending on where my mouse moves in the x-axis. I'm gonna go with mouse x. Study this object-oriented language. There is a type of object which is created after data never figured how it determines data types, know of data types and how to classify them. I see. That actually sounds kind of cool. I do want to actually go over those as well because I am like really excited to start the object-oriented programming section in Unreal Engine type stuff. That's let's go ahead and it's something like plus. And guys, we need one more like for another cup of water. Okay, let's go with something like look up. Now, for my lookup, I'm gonna go ahead and look up or down depending on where my mouse moves in the y-axis. I'm gonna go ahead and add a y-axis here. Okay, and that's like pretty much it. Now, I'm gonna go to my Visual Studio here real quick, and then let's add a few axis bindings. Basically, what axis binding is for now, my Unreal Engine knows that I'm clicking buttons, my Visual Studio knows that I'm clicking buttons. But my Unreal Engine does not know what to do, which I say in these functions when I click those buttons. So I'm gonna like connect those wires so they know what to do as well once the button is clicked. And guys, we just hit 30 likes. Guys, I feel like this is getting like a lot of water. I should have thought and not like kept it 10 likes because I feel 10 likes is like pretty much really easy to get. Let's see. Let me go back to my main camera and guys, I feel it's kind of blurry. Hold up, guys. Let's maybe get this bottle a bit in front and then get a bit back. There, did that? I don't think that actually fixed the camera. Hold up, guys. Maybe I get my hands in front and then I get it a bit back. Okay, that's kind of strange. What if I get this here? Does it focus here? Guys, something is like really wrong with my camera's focus whenever I like change from my gameplay screen to my main camera. Okay, let's go there. There we go. Is it still blurry? Why is it still blurry? Hold on, guys. Okay, maybe I go ahead and close it, get it back up here. Alright guys, why is my main camera kind of blurry? Okay, maybe I just pour water and see if it changes. Okay, let's just go ahead and add some water here. So there we go. Okay, I hope the focus changes. Guys, I gotta make sure the water doesn't actually spill. Isn't the focus changing from here? Alright guys, that's getting a lot of water. Okay, let's go a bit close. See guys, the water, just so I don't drop it. There we go. It's filled to the top. Let's go ahead and check it. There we go, the camera's blurred back. There we go. That was like the whole cup, guys. Okay, this is actually getting a lot. I should have thought before I actually added this challenge. I'm feeling I'm gonna throw up, guys. That's it. Let's go to my gameplay stream, guys. This is just like 30 likes, and like it's just been 30 minutes of the stream, guys. Okay, which means every 10 minutes I've been drinking like one cup. Okay, that's let's see. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say add a few player input components. For example, I might go with something like a player input component. I want to bind it towards something. And hold up, I might actually want to get a few refills. Maybe once my bottle is over, I might get refills. Every time I open, I find that you're drinking, guys. We keep hitting the like goals. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, guys, it's getting really hard to talk now. I'm gonna go ahead and point my player input component to, let's say, something like the bind axis function. I want to bind my axis mapping, excuse me guys, with my player input components. I'm gonna add a comment here that says something like bind axis. Guys, the water is getting to me now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add a parameter of something like move forward. Let's go with something like move forward. Then I'm gonna go with a comma. Okay, bind axis. I think axis is correct. Now, basically what the bind axis function requires, it requires my axis name, which is move forward. It requires an object. What object do I want to add these functions to? I want to add it on this object, which is technically my character object. And the third parameter it requires is a function, what to do when a button is clicked or a axis is actually met. I'm going to go ahead and give the memory address of something like my character. Let's go with something like character. Maybe I like get this in a new line so you guys can see it as well. Okay, and then I'm going to use a scope resolution operator, and let's say I'm going to point towards I don't know, maybe the move forwards function. So every time I click W or S, depending on whether I'm moving forward or backwards, I'm going to go ahead and implement this function on this character. This function is basically myself moving forward type stuff. That's it. The streamers, they verify most of the time. They assume you know it all by just reading different story. Once you do it, even YouTube tutorials have the assumption and skip some steps that actually does make sense. Because like whatchamacallit, I feel like the best way to actually learn something or understand something is try to explain it. Because like when I first started on Unreal Engine, it was really hard to explain, but I feel the more I'm doing it, like every single day, the easier it's getting to explain. That said, guys, please don't like the stream at this point. There's like 4 more. Actually, guys, that might be reverse psychology. I do appreciate all the likes. 4 more likes for another cup of water, guys. Let's go with something like player input components. Okay, you've been writing the same movement code in every stream now from start and spend most time of the stream on that only. I guess it's 250 days of writing movement code. Guys, writing movement code is kind of crazy. The reason I write it is because, whatchamacallit, I want to get some practice in this part as well. That said, I will be working on the UI part as well. Once I'm done binding my axes and I'm done like loading it inside of my Unreal Engine, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to actually loading UIs in the game. And guys, I feel like it's like a really bad practice to like rush into the learning process, because like if we rush a lot without mastering what we already know, we're gonna forget that and we'll have to go back to that stuff. That's it, guys. 4 more likes for another cup of water. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go with something like move rights. Okay, this is going to be my axis name. I want to apply it on this object. And let's say I want to go ahead and add a function of something like a address of operator from my character. Okay, I'm going to use a scope resolution operator. There we go, a scope resolution operator of something like move rights. And then I end this with a semicolon. And then thirdly, I'm going to go ahead and add another player input component. Let's go with player input component, which is going to be pointing towards something like a bind axis. Let's go with something like bind axis function. Let's say my axis name is turn. I want to go ahead and turn this object. And then I'm going to give the memory address of my character, which is the name of my character's class. I'm going to go with the scope resolution operator and add the turn method. Then I end this with a semicolon. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and add another player input component. Okay, which is going to be pointing towards, I'm going to use the bind axis function. I want to go ahead and let's say bind my look ups function, which is in charge of me looking up depending on where I move my mouse in the y-axis. Then I'm going to say I want it to be implemented in this object. And lastly, I go with the address of operator for my character. This is my character class's name. Okay, let's go with something like character, which points towards, I'm using the scope resolution operator of the lookup function. Let's go with something like lookup. And then I end this with a semicolon. Okay, what you mean rush? You're hardly doing anything except writing movement plus one small thing. I've seen people learn and already make games by the time you're just taking for movement one tiny new. Honestly, guys, I feel like different people have different pace of learning as well. That said, once I'm done with this, I'm going to Control S, save everything, and then I made a small mistake here. This is going to be my camera boom. There we go. Okay, let's hit Control S to save the code. Now I'm going to open my Unreal Engine, hit something like Control Alt F11, and guys, we hit the like goal again. Okay, pirates, some movement is making. Okay, guys, we hit like another 10 likes. Let me go ahead and go to my main camera. Guys, I feel like this is actually getting a lot of water. I might have to get refills. Like, it's been 40 minutes and this is like my second bottle that I'm bringing. Let's just go ahead and pour some water here. Make sure it's the whole cup. Don't want to drop it in my keyboard. There. Guys, is this even healthy to do? There we go. I don't want to like drop it, but the cup is filled completely. Now let's go ahead and drink it. Guys, can't drink it in one go this time. Okay, maybe 3 goes. There we go. Drank the whole cup. Okay, guys, I'm actually gonna throw up this time. Okay, let's go back to my streaming gameplay. Guys, I did not know this is this hard, and I did not expect us to get so many likes as well this stream. Okay, maybe I keep this here. And guys, I don't even have space to eat some oats. Maybe I do eat some oats, maybe. Okay, my code is passing, guys. Is my camera still blurry? Okay, never mind. Now it's good. Okay, let's close my OBS. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and... Excuse me, guys. Go to my content drawer. Under my contents section, I'm gonna open C/C++ classes under my Unreal class. I'm gonna drag and drop my character here. So this is my character class's capsule here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and increase my details to panel, 40 minutes, and you're still writing the same movement code that you've been writing since the last 6 streams. Okay, it's the go. That actually does make sense. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and add here. I want to go ahead and add a static mesh. Guys, I hope that I don't throw up while talking. Okay, so in my static mesh, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and under my static meshes section, let's say I want to go ahead and add something like my boss's mesh. This is whatchamacallit, this is like a mesh that I created like in Blender, guys. This took me a lot of time, even though this is like a pretty basic mesh here. That said, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and click my static mesh, click something like R, and decrease its size because I want it to be a bit small because I feel that's like too big. There, I think this size should be pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and click W and move him in front. There we go. Okay, let's check if he's kind of good. What version do you use? Honestly, I am using the Unreal Engine 5, but I am using VS Code 2022. There we go. He is inside the capsule, so that's good. Let's get him a bit more to the back, a bit to the left, a bit more to the back. There, that's good. Now, once I'm done loading my PNG here, I'm gonna go ahead and click my camera here. So follow camera is my actual camera, which is the child of my camera. Boom. That is my selfie stick or my spring arm component. I'm gonna go ahead and move my camera a bit to the front. So let's go ahead and move it a bit to the front so it can actually see my player. Maybe a bit higher and a bit to the left because I will be using this for like the UI. Like, let's go ahead and get this up here. Like, this is my camera right here, and I want the UI to be right beside it. But for that, I might have to add a separate camera component. I might try that later. But now that I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and hit something like Control-Alt F11 to compile my code real quick. Guys, 8 more likes for another cup of water. I use Unreal Engine 5.7 for virtual reality. Honestly, I actually didn't know that 5.7 was out yet. I might actually try that. But is virtual reality like the only thing that they added there type stuff? That's it, guys. Let me actually exit that and go with something like Possess as well, because I want to add my player Possess. Let's go with something like Possess. Okay. Alright, guys. Let me go to my character here, and then I'm going to go ahead and set my player Possess. P-O-S-S-E-S. There we go. From disable, I'm going to set that to player 0. So now I'm going to be seeing from my player's perspective or my player's camera. Let's hit Control-Alt F11 to compile my code real quick. Okay, that water thing is not healthy, mate. Don't go past 4 to 5 mugs. Their water overdose toxicity could get you messed up. That actually does make sense. I don't know why did I set it to 10 likes, guys, but I thought today was like New Year, so I might have like a special thing to do. Like, I want to do something special for New Year. That's it, there we go. Okay, so I can move around. It's just my camera that's kind of messed up for the time being because I was actually initially planning to like add my whoops. Guys, how did I open the wireframe? Let's go with F3. There we go. Okay, let's hit something like Shift F1. I wanted to add my UI here that says something like start, maybe something like end, or something like restart or something like that. The UIs I wanted to add it here. Now, let's go ahead and actually work on the UIs section. I will be actually watching a tutorial on the UI part too because I did not like actually master it off stream. Okay, but I won't be showing the tutorial like on stream because I don't want to get a copyright, guys. That's let's see. Let me go ahead and just open the tutorial up. Okay, for the tutorial, let's see what to do. Let me just go ahead and decrease the size. So there we go. Okay, so apparently I gotta go to my content drawer. I do know this part, so let's say. Okay, but let me actually check that part again. Okay, maybe I go ahead and forward this part. Guys, 5 more likes for another cup. You know what, actually, at this one, guys, don't actually like because I don't think that the water is kind of healthy. Although it does sound kind of fun because I didn't want to do something that's like really fun for New Year's type stuff. I should have probably picked something else. Okay, so under my contents drawer, I might go ahead and create a new folder called something like main. Now, my main folder is going to be consisting of, let's say, something like assets. But before that, I gotta save. I keep forgetting to save all my stuff. There we go. Let's go ahead and save it here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and right click here. Let's go ahead and create a widget blueprint. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create a widget blueprint. All classes. Okay, let's see. So it says create widget blueprint. Okay, did I actually create it? Widget blueprint. That is user widget. Okay, did I do this part wrong, guys? Let's see. So user widget, and then I'm gonna go ahead and select. There we go. I'm gonna call it something like widget blueprint for, I don't know, maybe overlay. Okay, doesn't make sense. There we go. I mean, I think it does make kind of sense. Okay, let's go out of it here. Okay, what are you up to? Honestly, today is New Year, so I did like start, what you would call it, a quick little challenge where I drink a cup of water for every 10 likes I hit that we're almost gonna hit, guys. It's been like, what you would call it, it's been like 50 minutes and I already drank like 5 mugs of water here. Okay, 3 more likes for another cup. That's it. What I really am doing is I'm learning how to like work with UIs in Unreal Engine 5 using C++. That's it. Let's double click this and open my overlays window here. Let's go there. Okay, guys, I actually feel like we should not hit the 50 likes here. Okay, that's it. Let's see. So I'm firstly going to search for a canvas panel. Let's go with a canvas panel and then drag and drop my canvas panel here. There we go. This is like a transparent panel. And then once I'm done with the canvas panel, let's see what else do I need. Okay, so I'm searching for something else. I'm searching for border. Okay, guys, I am like watching a quick tutorial while doing this part because I did not actually do this part off screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and get my border here. Oh wait, I think this is jogging my memory, guys. There we go. Let's go ahead and run this up again. Guys, 2 more like for another cup of water. Let's go ahead and extend this. And guys, I might actually get this to be a full screen here. Okay, let's just go ahead and extend this. There we go. And then extend it from here as well. Okay, and then my Z order is gonna apparently be -1. Okay, let's go with something like -1. And then let's go with something like, apparently he goes to the brushes. Okay, so in the brushes, I'm gonna go ahead and oh, I see. Okay, I think I see what this means. Under my tint, I have alpha, which I could decrease to make it transparent or not transparent. I'll leave it somewhere around here because I don't want my background to be completely transparent type stuff. I mean, that does sound kind of cool as well. Okay, and then let's see. There is a render opacity. I could use that to change as well, but I feel like I'll stick with the alpha. Guys, 2 more like for another cup. Okay, next up, once I'm done with border, I'm going to go with a button. Let's go with something like a button. So, okay, now the button is going to be a child of my canvas panel, but not of my borders. So, I'm going to go ahead and get my button here. Okay, whoops. Let's go ahead and get my button. There we go. Okay. So now, I'm going to go ahead and drag my button in here. Wait, can I actually do that? So, I have my canvas panel. So, I have a border, and a button 77. Did I like spell that part correct? I cannot actually drag it here. Did I load the wrong thing? What up, guys? Maybe I go ahead and delete this part. And guys, we hit 50 likes. It's time for another cup. Let me go ahead and go to my main camera. There we go. Okay. Guys, I actually feel at this point, I don't think this is much healthy. Okay, and guys, this is going to be really hard to drink this cup. Okay, let's go ahead and just pour the whole thing here. Okay, well, that's half a cup. Like, gotta go ahead and add another cup. Guys, I already gotta go and get refills. Like, once I'm done with drinking this water, I'm gonna go ahead and get some refills. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this real quick. So there we go. In case you guys can't see it. There, that's good. Okay, let me actually get it close to you guys so you guys see it, and hoping not to drop this. There we go. It's the whole cup. I don't want to spill it while showing it to you guys, but it's like the entire cup. Can I show it this way? Oh, guys, that is the entire cup. That's it. Let's drink it. Alright, guys, that's actually a lot. I feel like setting it to 10 likes is like really awful. I should have set it to something like 25. That's it. Might have to be right back real soon and get some refills because I am out of all my water and all my water stocks. I did not think we are going to be hitting like 50 likes this soon here. Maybe I go ahead and just go to my gameplay screen real quick. Well, I mean, once we hit 55 likes, I'll go for a refill because I am still like working on like learning a part up. But let me just keep my place organized real quick and like close all my water resources from here. Okay, and guys, I should actually, I mean, this is a one-time thing, so excuse me guys, I don't think it might be that unhealthy. The worst I'm going to do is just throw up on stream. Maybe not on stream, off stream probably. Let's go ahead and get this down here. There we go. Okay, once I'm done with this, let's see. Next up, is there something else that I want to do? Okay, I was searching for buttons. Let me go ahead and watch that button part again. So, okay, so I go with something like button and then I drag it here. Okay, let's drag it here. There we go. My button is a child of my border. Okay, then I go ahead and get it here. Wait, did I miss something? I gotta drag my button on my canvas. Oh, I see. Okay, hold up, guys. Let's delete this part. I gotta drag my button on my canvas. Now my button is up there. I see. I'm gonna go ahead and get my button right here. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and maybe increase the size a little. There, that should be kind of good. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add a text block. Okay, let's go ahead and type text. And guys, if you guys can see my entire window, you guys could like hop onto my horizontal stream. But I hope you guys can actually see this. Wait, let me actually decrease it. I don't know why I didn't like increase the size. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get a text block up here. I'm gonna go ahead and drag it and drop it here. Okay, wait, did I have to just drag and drop? Okay, let's go with something like this and delete this part. I gotta drag a text block. Okay, so once I'm done with a button, I'm gonna go ahead and type something like text. Okay, I gotta drop a text, not a text block. There we go. Now, once I have this in, let's see. Okay, this is a child of my button. I go ahead and change my texture. Let's go ahead and maybe increase my button real quick. My button's size. There, that's actually kind of good. Okay, size could be something like 200. Let's go with something like size and change it to something like 200. That should be good. Okay, perfect. Now, once I'm done with that, let's see. Okay, I could go ahead and change the text. Guys, I think I want to increase the window size to do this. Let's go ahead and change my text real quick. So in the right, let's see. So where do I change my text from? Let's go ahead and click my text block. Currently, it says my text is called text block. I'm going to call this something like start. Okay, so this is going to start my game. Okay, I have a start to texture. But I'm assuming, can I actually load a image here? I'm pretty sure I should be able to load an image. What are you making right now? A UMG widget? Honestly, I am actually working on like creating UIs in Unreal Engine. So I am working on how to like display a UMG widget in my Unreal Engine the program here. Then later on, I am going to be adding a health bar and working on the health bar logic and all that stuff. Okay, that said, let's go back to my overlay here. And guys, 7 more likes for another cup of water. This is going to be like the 6th cup of water in like less than an hour. Okay, let's see. Let's go all the way up here. Okay, now I gotta go ahead and maybe get it to the viewport, but before that, I might actually go with like water. I might go and get some water refills, guys, because we're at almost 55 likes. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit this real quick. Hold on, guys. Let me go to my OBS here. There we go, guys. Give me a sec. I'm gonna go ahead and like refill my waters and all that stuff, and I'll be right back. It's gonna take me about like 5ish minutes, guys. Give me a sec. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, back with my refills, guys. That said, we gotta hit like 2 more likes for another cup of water, guys. Okay, how doing, Goku? I appreciate you joining the stream. 1 liter of water per hour is normal. Anything above you risk minor symptoms of water poisoning to death and extreme consumption, but you will. Okay, but you will be okay, don't worry. I see. I mean, I feel this is just like a one-time thing because like it was like years. So I thought might as well have like a special progress type stuff. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and resume the video up here. And guys, maybe after like, I don't know, maybe like 100 likes or something, I might actually change it to like every 20 likes type stuff. Because guys, I feel like, which we call it, actually 10 cups is pretty much. But I mean, I feel like it is still like a one-time thing, so it might be kind of good. Okay, that's it. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and compile the code real quick. Go to my main map up here. And then let's see. I'm going to go ahead and click my actor class. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Let's go all the way back here. How did he open it in Blueprint? Okay, so I go ahead. That is my main map's Blueprint. Oh, I see. Okay, wait. I didn't open my Blueprint yet. Let's go ahead and open my Blueprint real quick. Wait, apparently if I were to go to my Unreal Engine, hit Control Alt F11 and patch my code, I should see my, okay, I should see my widget. Okay, if I run the code, do I see my widget somewhere? Okay, I do not see my widget. Let's hit something like escape. And guys, I gotta like fix my stuff real quick. That's it. Let's go all the way back here. There we go. Okay, did I mess something up here? Guys, let me make sure to like not mess anything up here real quick. So I'm gonna go all the way here. Let's go ahead and just skim over the tutorial real quick. So I'm gonna go here and then let's see. Okay, let's go all the way up here. There we go. I missed a tiny block part. Let's go ahead and go a bit back. So there we go. Okay, so apparently I gotta go ahead and click the 3 dots here and then open level in Blueprints. I did not know about this. There we go. This makes so much more sense now. That said, I have a event play. I won't be needing my event tick, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. Let's go with my event play. Okay, that's let's see. Guys, 1 more like for another cup of water. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this up here. Okay, let's go a bit lower. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get a constructor none. Is that what it's called? Okay, so it's called create widget. So I'm gonna drag my event play and create a widget. Let's go with something like create widget. There we go. And then let's see. Okay, now after my create widget, I gotta go ahead and select my widget's name. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Okay, my widget is called something like WBP overlay. Let's go with something like WBP overlay. Okay. And then do I drag this somewhere as well? I gotta drag my return value and create, let's see. Okay, and add to viewport. Oh, this makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and add to viewport. Let's go with add to, there we go. Okay, and then I get this a bit up here. Okay, is that pretty much it? I go ahead and run the code. Do I see my widget somewhere? If I go ahead and run the game. Oh, I see it. There we go. Okay, so wait, was that it to like display UI on the screen? That's actually kind of easy if you think about it. Okay, let's go ahead and exit this real quick. That's actually perfect. All I gotta do is fix my camera's position real quick. And guys, I feel like I dropped some water on my keyboard. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let me go ahead and get this a bit here. I'm gonna go ahead and click my character. Now, I'm gonna change the camera's position just a little. So I'm gonna go with something like my follow camera. I'm gonna remove the possess from here. And I'm gonna change its position just a bit. Okay, let's go ahead and change these negatives to be something like positives. Okay, maybe I just want to get my camera a bit higher and a bit in front. Get a bit in front, there we go. Okay, and then maybe I want to rotate it to look a bit lower. Okay, let's go with something like a little bit lower. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now if I did Control Alt F11 real quick, let's see what happens. And guys, 1 more like for another cup of water. Okay, so it's patching my code. Let's go ahead and run the code and let's see what happens. Now, if I were to move, I can go ahead and move around. So if I hit left, I go towards the right. If I hit right, I go towards left. Okay. Okay, I gotta like fix something in my I don't know if it's my character or what. Like I can look up and down. I'm pretty sure it's my camera. If I were to go to my project settings, my movement is a bit funky. I gotta like fix that from here. Let's go to something like my input. Now I'm gonna change this to let's say something like a -1, and I'll change that to something like +1. Okay, that should actually fix it up here. Let's hit Control Alt F11 to compile my code real quick. Then let's see what happens. It says result succeeded. Let's go ahead and run the code real quick. Now, if I hit something like left, I don't go towards the left, but I go towards the right. I go towards the front, and I go towards the back. Why am I moving diagonally? Is it because my camera is set in the wrong position? Okay, maybe I try fixing that. So let's go here. Let's go to something like follow camera. Now, I'm gonna move myself a bit in front. I wanna go behind my character. Let's rotate myself real quick. Okay, let's rotate from here. Okay, wait, let's actually reset this part. Okay, what up guys, trying to rotate myself this way. There we go. Okay, now I see my player. I want to go a bit to the front. Let's go a bit higher. Let's look a bit lower. Want to go ahead and look lower. Okay, maybe from here. There we go. Okay, now this should work. Let's hit Control Alt F11 to compile my code real quick. Guys, one more like for another cup of water. Okay, let's run the code real quick. Okay, there we go. Now I can move towards the left. I cannot move towards the right for some reason. Okay, did I set it to be A and D? I can move towards the left. I can move back. Why am I moving diagonally? There is W, S, A, and D. Okay, this is going to be +1. That is going to be -1. Okay, and then there's a mouse x-axis, mouse is y-axis. I mean, I won't even say that this is like a big issue type stuff, because I could go to my VS Code right here. Is my bindings correct? My binding is correct. I go with player input, okay, and then I go with something like bind axis, move right, move forward. Everything here is honestly correct. It's definitely my camera in that case. This is pitch, okay. Okay, but that isn't like the actual topic of the video, so I will like actually, I mean, that's not even like a big issue. But I feel like I'm a bit picky when it comes to that stuff. Okay, that's it. I might actually look into that later. I want to work on blueprints first. Wait, if I run the code, do I see my blueprint? Okay, I do see my UI up here. But now, instead of actually having my start up here, I want to have something else here. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this. Let's go ahead and add a PNG instead of start here. That's it. Give me a sec, guys. I might actually blow my nose real quick because I feel all the water and the headphone made my nose a bit congested. Give me a sec. I'm going to go to my bird back screen and bird back. Already mic testing. Alright, back guys. Okay, let's see. Guys, did we actually, is it just me or did we like hit the 1 like? Okay, no, we do need 2 likes. Okay, let's go all the way up here. And now let's see the next part to actually add different images. So I'm gonna go all the way up here. Okay, let's move on to this section of the video. Okay, maybe go a bit back. There we go. Okay, let's go all the way up here. Now let's see. Okay, because I want to add different images, like I want to add a PNG instead of the stale button here. So I'm going to go ahead and click my button up here, okay, and then I move towards the right. Okay, I see style, under style. Okay, let's go ahead and find style here. So maybe I type style because I can't actually see it. Okay, maybe it's going to be lowercase, guys. STY. There we go. Under style, I see image. Oh, I see. I can go ahead and add an image here. Okay, under normal, I see image, I see harvest. Okay, I see, maybe I increase the size because it's so hard to see stuff. Okay, I see hovered image. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and decrease the size again real quick. Let's go ahead and increase it from here. Okay, there we go. I want to go ahead and drop a image right here under my styles. Can I like increase the size here? There we go. Okay, now under my size here, I'm gonna go with something like none. Let's type a PNG. I might go with something like health bar. Okay, let's go with something like health bar PNG. Okay, it does actually display the health bar, but it is, excuse me guys, it is kind of stretched. I want to draw it as, let's say, a border. Nope. Okay, doesn't border work? Maybe an image? Image doesn't work either. Let's see. Okay, so wait, that's a round box. Let's see. Let me go a bit back. Okay, let's see. What do I want to draw it as? Okay, and then under the round box, I set it as image. I mean, this is like a pretty... I mean, I won't say it's bad, but this isn't what I expected. And guys, I just realized... So let's go up there. Yo, happy New Year's, Horizon. I appreciate you joining the stream as well. That's it, guys. We hit 60 likes. Let's go ahead and grab my bottle real quick. I might drink another cup of water. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and fill this here. But before that, I might go to my gameplay screen. So there we go. Okay, let's go to my main camera. Now let's go ahead and fill this up. Okay, guys, I might actually change the challenge as well after we hit like 100 likes. So let's go ahead and fill this up real quick. I thought this would be like pretty good for like a New Year's challenge type stuff. Okay, let me just show it in the camera. Oops. I hope I don't spill it type stuff. There we go. Guys, it is like full. I can't like risk actually dropping my electronics here. But that's it. Let me go ahead and just chunk this down. There we go. Okay, so it's completely empty. Let's just go ahead and close this. Okay, guys, I'm trying to actually feel it now. I mean, I've been feeling it. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Let's go back to my gameplay screen here. And guys, after 100 likes, I might actually change it to like something else. Okay, let's go all the way here. Now, I want to actually change my image. So, I have it set as image. What if I have it set as none? Doesn't work if I have it set as box. Can I like increase my image? Like, what if I... Oh, there we go. That actually fixes it. Okay, let's go ahead and change this to something like image. Okay, that actually does look good. Let's go ahead and compile. Let's go to my Visual Studio. Let's run the code. Okay, I do see my health bar. All I gotta do is get my health bar above my player. That would actually be pretty good. Okay, I see. Okay, if I D, does that actually get my camera up here? Oh, I see. Okay, I can move towards forward. I can go backwards. Why does backwards move me diagonal? That actually doesn't make sense. That's it. Let's go ahead and it's something like escape. Okay, perfect. Now, let's see next time what I want to do. Okay, I think I got a pretty good grasp on how UIs work. I might want to do it on my own now. Okay, I liked and... Oh, I liked and there like gotta get a bottle of water. Guys, I actually forgot about the horizontal streams because I was watching a video here. That's it. Hold up, guys. Let me actually mute myself real quick. Already mic testing, guys. There was some background noises. That's it. Let's go to my main camera and let me actually... Hello, hiding bug here. Appreciate you joining the stream. That's it. Let's go to my horizontal stream as well, because guys, I actually did not pay attention at my horizontal stream at all. Okay, let's check if I hit 5 likes up there. Oh, we did actually hit 5 likes. So I guess we drink another cup. So maybe I go back to my my main camera. Guys, and I might actually change this challenge because guys, I feel the water is getting a lot typed up. That said, let's go ahead and fill it here. There we go. Okay, let me actually show it to you guys up here. There we go. Okay, guys, I can't actually show it without actually dropping this. That's it. Let's go ahead and check it. I actually feel like this is going to be like for a pretty good short content, but this is like a special stuff for New Year's. You guys can expect to never see this ever again. What are you doing? For the time being, I am like drowning in water, guys. There we go. Okay, so that was what, my 7th cup or something? Guys, I don't think drinking 7 cups like in an hour is kind of healthy. Maybe after like 100 likes, I might change it type stuff. That said, what I am honestly doing is I'm working on displaying UI on my Unreal Engine 5's actual window. I feel I got a pretty good grasp of it. It's January 1st, 2026. Let's go, guys. Do you guys have like New Year's resolution for this year or stuff? Okay, also hello, how are you doing, California? I appreciate you joining the stream. That said, okay, now I gotta try adding these on my own. I don't think it's gonna be hard anymore. Okay, I had to go with the overlay widget. What was this called actually? Okay, and then I had to add it to viewport. That was basically it. What up, guys? I'm catching my breath real quick. Starting to feel it now. That's it. Oh, am I setting my main camera? My bad, guys. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my let's say project settings up here, and let's say I want to go ahead and create another UI. What if I wanted to get my UI above my player's head? You speak too much, and once that actually does make sense, guys. I feel like the water did kind of slow me down in like speaking. Okay, you guys might see me throw up on stream today, guys. Okay, that said, maybe let's go to my overlay here. I might want to go ahead and delete my start from here because I just want it to be my health bar. Now, I want my health bar to decrease as well every time I actually take damage or collide with someone. So I might have to add a colliding logic as well. To do that, I might create another class. Hello, brother. Are you a graphic designer or game developer? For the time being, I am like a game developer where I am like learning Unreal Engine 5 because I did like start a program for like 250 series where my goal by the end of the series is to make a game in general that consists of AI logic in it. That's let's go to something like tools. Now I'm gonna create a new C++ class. Let's say I want to go ahead and call this class something like maybe a dragon class, because I am going to be creating another object that's going to be colliding with my whatchamacallit, it's going to be colliding with my boss's mesh or my original character's mesh. When two people collide, I want to change my UI that's being displayed on my window. So I'm going to call this dragon, and then let's go ahead and create a class. Now I would have to add key controls for my dragon as well. Okay, that's let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and add project. Let's wait for it to add real quick. Okay, while it's adding, guys, ignore the fire alarms. Let me check what's happening real quick. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, guys, I think it was just like a false fire alarm. That's it. Let's go ahead and reload my project here. Now, once I'm done reloading it, I have both my C++ file and my Dragons as header files. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add movement and then collision as well. But I feel like before collision, do I wanna add both or just one? I might actually add collision first and then I will go with movement. So to add collision, I gotta go ahead and include a few different things. Firstly, I'm gonna go ahead and include, let's say something from my components. Excuse me, guys, so I'm gonna go with something like components. And guys, why is the fire alarm like keep on firing off? Okay, not fan of your accent. Actually, I do get that a lot. That's it. Hold up, let me mute myself again real quick. Alright, guys, back. Okay, I think is whatchamacallit, those were just like a few fake whatchamacallit, false alarms. That's it. Let's go with something like component. Gotta like get it checked. Ponents. So from my components, I want to go ahead and include my primitive components. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh that. There we go. Okay, let's go with something like primitive components. Okay, .h, which is primitive component and its header files. I think I spelled include wrong. Let's go with something like include. So component slash primitive component. Primitive component is basically, it tells me when a trigger happens. So when two objects collide, that's considered a trigger. Then I want to go ahead and do an event, which in this case would be changing my UI from, let's say, max 100 HP to something like 80 HP. Speaking of 180 HP, I want to actually go all the way up here to my overlays. And maybe I want to change my health bars from, let's go with something like to 100 HP. I'm going to change it to 100 HP because I feel like that might look much better. Let's go ahead and compile real quick. There we go. Now, once I'm done including primitive component, is there anything else that I want to include? Let me go ahead and include something from my components again. I'm going to go with something like components slash box component. Let's go with box component. Because basically what a collision is like, I'm not checking if my actual object collides, I'm checking if the box inside of which my object is that collides. For example, let's take an example of my, let me go to my main camera for this. let's go to my main camera. There we go. Okay, let's take an example of my camera's this box here. This is my Pikachu object inside my camera, but outside of it is a box. This is called the box collision. When this box collision, it collides with, let's open this real quick. Guys, was it always this hard to open? There we go. When my one box, let's pretend this is like another object, when two boxes actually collide, a trigger happens, which my primitive component is in charge of telling me that that trigger happened. Once it happens, I'm going to use code to do something. For example, change a widget, maybe deal damage, maybe give a buff or something. That's it. Let's go to my stream gameplay here. And now, once I'm done with that, let's see. Okay, let's see. Is there something else that I want to include? I might go ahead and include, let's say, something like... maybe I want to go ahead and include a use static mesh as well, because my box is going to be like a mesh. Actually, it won't be a mesh, but it will be something that I want to display on my window. So from my components, I'm going to go with something like components. I want to go ahead and include a static mesh component. Let's go with something like static mesh component. .h, which is static mesh component and its header files. Guys, I honestly might eat some grapes as well. I feel like I am already hydrated enough. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Once I'm... Okay, component slash static mesh component. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and do something inside my header files. Maybe under my begin play, I might create a U property. Let's go ahead and create a U property. Okay, with a parentheses. This is going to be the property for, let's say, my dragon's mesh, because this is where my dragon's character is at. So I'm going to go with something like visible anywhere. Let's go with something like visible anywhere. Guys, I don't know why it's shaking. Okay, let's go with something like visible anywhere. And then I want my dragon to be blueprint read only. So I'm going to go with something like blueprint read only. Okay, thirdly, I'm going to go ahead and add a category. So let's go with something like a category, which is going to be equal to, let's say something like, maybe I might go with something like dragon mesh, because this is like a literal dragon mesh. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and create a use static mesh component. That's where I actually needed my mesh, because my dragon is a mesh that I'm going to display in my Unreal Engine. So let's go with a use static mesh component. There we go, use static mesh component. Okay, with a which is going to be represented by a pointer called something like dragon mesh. And guys, I might have to use a restroom soon, because like, what should we call it? I feel like the water is trying to get to me. And guys, 6 more likes for another cup of water. Maybe once we hit 100, I might change my challenge to like something else. I was initially gonna what should we call it, eat a pepper every 10 likes, but I feel like that's gonna actually kill me on stream. Okay, not like literally kill me, just like, what should we call it, in a fun way to say it. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and create a void method. This time, actually, it's gonna be a function. Okay, let's see. Okay, actually, I feel this is considered a method because it is inside of classes, and functions inside of classes are called methods. I'm gonna call it something like collision. Now, my collisions function is gonna be, let's say, requiring a bunch of parameters. It might require a U primitive component. There we go, let's go with something like U primitive component. There we go. Okay, with, let's say, which is going to be represented by a pointer called something like, I might go with something like, I don't know, overlap component. Let's go with something like overlap component. Okay, what this basically means is, what you may call it? This is just basically a parameter name, but my U primitive component checks if a trigger happens. If a trigger does happen, excuse me again guys, if a trigger does happen, then what you may call it, I use this parameter. And guys, the reason I can't explain this part properly is because I'm still learning this part type stuff. I just like started learning about collisions, I think like 3 streams ago. That's it. I feel like I am trying to understand the basic concepts of the collision part. Why are you gay? Honestly guys, I am straight. That's it. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and create, let's say, a actor class. So I'm gonna go with something like, oh wait, here's the thing. I didn't have to actually create an actor for my collision. I mean, I didn't have to like create a character. This should have just been an actor. Okay guys, I think I created a wrong class type, but let's check if it works with a character as well. let's go with something like a character, okay, which is going to be represented by a pointer called something like the other character, okay, because there are like two characters here. And then the third parameter is going to be a U primitive component again, because a trigger happens when when two objects they collide together. So apparently there are two triggers, one with the first object, which is in this case going to be my dragon, second with the second object, which is going to be a boss's mesh. So I'm going to go with something like U primitive component again. Okay, let's go with component. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and point it towards, let's say, something like a overlap component. Okay, perfect. Then I go with a comma here. Maybe I go with other components because I can't reuse a name of a component or reuse a parameter name. Let's go with other comp. Okay, perfect. And then once I'm done with adding these three parameters, I am going to be needing another parameter, which is going to be an integer 32's parameter. Basically what integer 32 means. For the time being, this is not like necessity, but I think it is like a good practice, because eventually, let's say I have a skeleton's character that consists of more than one mesh unit. For example, it consists of bones, it consists of arms, legs, and all that stuff. I gotta go ahead and count my body index and get a trigger if any of those meshes hits like an object that I do want to collide with, if that made any sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and type something like other body index. So other body index. Okay, then I'm gonna go with a comma. And then let's see. The fifth parameter is going to be a boolean parameter of something like maybe from sweep. So I'm going to go with something like from sweep. I'm assuming sweep happens when we collide. This is going to be true if a collision happened. That's it. Hi Aditya, I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to go ahead and create a constant. I'm going to add a constant parameter. This is going to be called something like, let's see, maybe I'm going to go ahead and use the address of operator for my f hit results, okay, which is going to be something like my sweep result. Did I spell this correct? Is it called f hit results? So maybe I remove this part, f hit result, which is going to be requiring the memory address of my sweep result. So I'm going to go with the address of operator of something like my sweep results. Okay, the reason I go with the guys, let's go with something like sweep result. There we go. Okay, the reason I go with the address of operator of my sweep result is because if I don't do this, I'm going to be getting a copy of whether or not this is true or false. And working with copies, it could either cause a memory leak or it's going to make my program crash. But using the address of operator gets the current stuff like, is my boolean here currently true or currently false? Finally, someone doing something interesting. It actually does make sense, guys. I feel like this is kind of fun to do as well. That's it. Now that I'm done with this, I'm gonna go ahead and create another U property. Let's go with something like property. And also, guys, do you guys have like New Year's resolutions or anything? Because I feel like it was like New Year's for me yesterday. I think like my day is going like as a regular day. Like this is how my usual day goes. Besides the fact that I added a challenge for every 10 likes, I drink like a cup of water. I've drank like 6 cups in the past hour. I mean, I think it is like pretty good for me being hydrated, because like I rarely drink water while I'm streaming. That's it. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and create a U property that says I want my collision box to be visible anywhere. I want my collision box to be something like blueprint read only. Okay, and I want my collision, let's say I want my category, let's go with something like my category to be equal to something like maybe collision box. Okay, the reason I create a collision box is because, let's see, because when my two meshes collide, that doesn't actually cause a collision. When my two collision boxes collide, that's what actually causes a collision. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a U box component. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a collision box component with a pair of parentheses that, let's say, actually not a pair of parentheses, not a function, my bad guys. Okay, which is going to be represented by something like a collision box here, ending with a semicolon. Guys, for more likes for another cup of water. That's it. I might actually use a restroom real quick because, guys, I have been drinking a lot of water. That's it. Let me go ahead and go to my bird back and bird back. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, let's go back to my gameplay screen. There we go. Okay, perfect. Brother, you can override the function from the character class. You will automatically get the signature. Then you can work within the function and implement it. Actually, I could actually do that as well because I am going to be, adding what I'm going to be doing. Like, I'm going to be overriding my collisions class here. Actually, my collisions method here inside of my C++ file. I just had components to define that my function actually exists. The content is going to go inside my C++. Okay, that said, once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and hit something like Control S to save the code. And then let's go to my dragon.c++ now. Now, inside my C++ file, under my constructor, I'm going to go ahead and let's say create a default sub-object for my dragon's mesh. So I might go with something like my dragon mesh. I'm gonna go ahead and let's say set it equal to the create default sub-object. Excuse me guys, so I'm gonna set it equal to create. I mean, I don't think I need a default sub-object. I'm not gonna go ahead and create a dragon's mesh. Instead, I'm gonna go ahead and create a default sub-object for my collision box. Let's go with something like collision box. I'm gonna set that equal to the create default sub-object. Let's go with something like sub-object, which is gonna be, let's say, pointing towards something like box component. So I'm gonna go with something like box component. Okay, perfect. And I do gotta like include my box component here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and include a parentheses. This is not what I meant. You spent 1 minute working on the signature. You can just override the collision function from character. You spent 1 minute working on the signature. By signature, do you mean like these parameters that I added here type stuff? Or like the U properties that I added here? Okay, because like I could actually do that inside my C++ as well without needing my parameters here. But I think I would need my U property inside my header files. That said, let's go ahead and include something from my components. I'm going to go with something like components slash box component dot h, which is box component and its header files. Now, once I include my box component, I'm going to go with the parentheses and add a text and call this something like a collision box. I'm going to go with something like a collision box ending with a semicolon. Okay, yes. Ooh, I see. Okay, that actually does make sense. I might try that in that case. component. Okay, it's called something like U box component. Let's go with something like component. Okay, perfect. Now, once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and let's say add a few collision attributes. But here's the thing, whatever I'm going to be doing in the code right now, I could do the exact same thing from my editor here as well, but I prefer doing it from the code because I like actually coding type stuff. So let's just go ahead and extend that. There we go. Okay, so basically what I am going to be doing first, I'm gonna like show you guys both ways as well. That's it. Firstly, I'm going to go with something like collision box. This is my pointer, so I'm going to point it towards, let's say something like set collision enabled. So I'm going to go ahead and set my collision to be enabled. There we go. With a parentheses, enablet. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to set my collision enabled to be equal to, let's see what parameter it takes. It requires a new parameter of e-collision. So I'm gonna set my e-collision enabled. Hold up guys, I think I had a typo. I'm gonna set it to something like query only. So let's go with query only. Okay, perfect. Ending with a semicolon. Now basically what this first block of code that I did actually meant is if I were to go to my Unreal Engine here, it's something like Control Alt F11 to compile my code real quick. Alright guys, before I compile my code, I forgot to save it up here. Let's save this from here. Let's save that from there. Let's open my Unreal Engine again. Hit Control Alt F11. Okay, let's wait for it to compile. And guys, 3 more likes for another cup of water. There we go. Let's go ahead and exit that. Okay, perfect. Now I should be seeing a tiny collision box. Maybe I decrease my speed a bit because I feel like I'm going like a little too quick. There, that should be good. Am I still going fast? There, that's good. Okay, now I gotta go ahead and find my collision box. So I'm going to go to my content drawer. And then under my C/C++ classes, I'm going to go ahead and open this and drop my Dragons class. There, that's my Dragons class here. And there is my collision box. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a bit close to my collision box here. So this is my collision box. This is the box that actually gets all the collisions. Okay, wait, before I actually set my collision box here, I want to go ahead and add a static mesh. Again, give me a sec, I'm going to show you guys what that block of code meant as well. Let's go with something like a static mesh. Okay, I want to add a mesh here. Let's say this is going to be my dragon's mesh. And guys, I know the dragon sounds, this dragon that I made is kind of silly because like, I'm not that good at drawing. Okay, you could get the same if you override the header class. The interlessons will give you all the overridable functions. If you choose collision, it will give you all over. If you choose collision, then write what you wrote in the header class. Oh, I see. Good luck, mate K. Honestly, I appreciate you sticking through the stream. Niho, is that how you pronounce your name? Okay, and happy New Year's as well. Let's go ahead and get my dragon class from here. I'm gonna move it a bit. Let's get it a bit in front. Okay, let's go with something like R because I want to decrease its size there. I think that should be good. Let's go with something like W. Get him inside my capsule. Let's turn that up. There we go. Is he inside my capsule? Maybe not. Not completely. Let me actually get him like completely inside my capsule. There we go. Okay, now he's definitely inside the capsule. Let's go a bit to the back. A bit to the left. Okay, and a bit in front. There, this should be good. Okay, I'm positive he's inside the capsule now. Wait, I think he's outside my capsule at this point. There. Okay, isn't there like an easier way to get him in the capsule? But speaking of capsules, he's somewhat inside the capsule. Now, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get my collision box here. So let's click my dragon object real quick. Get this a bit lower. I'm gonna click my collision box. Whoops, let's hit something like Control C. Okay, I just want to click my collision box, so I'm going to click my dragon object. I only want to click my collision box, get it a bit in front. Wait, I just want to move my collision box, not my static mesh. Wait, is my mesh a child? There we go. Now I can move my collision box on its own. Okay, let's go ahead and get my collision box right here. Okay, and then click something like R to decrease the size of it. There, I think that should be good. Okay, let's do something like W to align it up here. There, so basically what I did was I covered like I added my collision box so my entire dragon is covered with it. Okay, this is what actually triggers the collision part. Is it covered from every single direction? Okay, maybe a bit more from the back. There. Okay guys, it's so hard to do it. Is there like an easier way to do this part? Let's go back to my dragons class. I'm gonna click my dragons let's say mesh this time. Let's hit something like W. I want to get him a bit back right there. And then let's click my collision box. I want to get that a bit back as well. And then let's hit something like R. I want to decrease the size there. That's perfect. Now, what I was talking about inside my code part. If I were to go ahead and let's say click my dragon here, go to my collision box, and then scroll a bit lower. If I were to type something like collision here, let's go with something like collision, so COLLISION. There we go. Under my collision, I like see a bunch of checks here. The check that I was looking for, if I change my collision presets to be something like custom, I have a collision enabled here that is set to query only. That's basically what I did in my C++ file right here. That's it. Next up, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and add something like a collision box. Let's go with a collision box. I want to point it towards, let's say something like set collision response to all channels. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my collision response to all channels. So all channels, which is basically all my meshes and all my collision box, knows if I actually collided with something. This requires a parameter of something like ECR underscore overlap. Okay, and then I'm display semicolon. Lastly, I require another collision box. This time I'm gonna go ahead and point it towards, let's say something like it's something like generator, GENERATE. Okay, what was it called? Let's use interlessons. So let's see. So it's a generate overlap events. There we go. I'm gonna set my generate overlap events, which is gonna be set to true. Basically, what the generate overlap events does. How are you being so consistent? Honestly, I feel like just showing up every single day, even if it's hard, it eventually becomes a habit type stuff. I feel the hardest part is like when we first start up, but then later on it does get kind of easy. That's let's see. Now, if I were to go ahead and open my Unreal Engine here, basically they generate overlap events that I set to true there. If I were to show that in my Unreal Engine, there we go. Okay, the generate overlap events is right here. There we go. My generate overlap events is checked, which means it is set to true. That's it. That's like pretty much it for my checks here. Let's go ahead and hit something like controllers to save the code. And guys, 2 more likes for another cup of water. Okay, let's see. Maybe I go ahead and hydrate my lips up real quick. Okay, let's see. Now, what's the next thing I might want to do? Inside my begin play, I want to go ahead and maybe check if an overlap happened. To do that, I forgot what I had to add here. Okay, let me think. I think I gotta go ahead and set my collision box. I'm gonna go with something like collision box. I'm gonna go ahead and point it to something like to the okay, overlap. Was it something like overlap? Overlap components to okay. I'm pretty sure it started with something like 2. Okay, to toggle to fields. Okay, in that case, it might not be 2. Okay, I forgot this part, guys. Like, what you call it? That's the reason I prefer getting like a lot of practice. I know this is like really easy to remember, but I forgot the function name. Let me think. Let me think. Is it something like 2 overlap events? Okay, dispatch touch over events. Nope, it was not this. Okay, maybe I typed something like events here because I'm pretty sure it had events. Okay, so let's see. Set generate overlap events. Dispatch. Okay, dispatch touch over events. I think this part is wrong. Okay, generate overlap. Okay, it was something like generate. It's generate. Okay, let's go with I think it's this. I think it's a generate overlap events. Okay. Oh wait, it's on component generate. Wait, it was something like on. Hold up, guys. It's something like on overlap. Was it overlap? On collision. I think it's collision. On collision. Let's see. Get collision. Oh, guys, might have to like check this. Hello, bro. Do you remember me? Honestly, I remember you, Nikhil. I appreciate you joining the stream. Also, happy New Year's. Do you like have any New Year's resolution? Oh, guys, I just realized we had like 70 likes. Let me go to my main camera real quick. There we go. Okay, now I guess, guys, for the like the 7th cup this time, let's go ahead and open this up real quick. So, guys, I feel like this was a pretty valid time. It's been a whole hour since I drank the last cup. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but let's go ahead and fill this up real quick. So, there we go. Okay. That is like a whole cup here. Okay, let me actually show you guys. I don't know why I keep like showing you guys, even though you guys like can't see, but you guys can like see the water there. I don't want to like spill it type stuff. That's let's go ahead and chug it down. There we go. It's empty. Guys, this is getting harder than I thought. If there's one thing that I've learned from like my New Year's stream is like never keep the like goal to like 10 like for a cup of water. That's awful. Happy New Year's, brother. Happy New Year's, Nikhil. Yeah, that's let's see. So let's go there. And guys, next up at like once I hit like 100ish likes or something, I might actually change the challenge because I feel too much water is gonna like flood me off. Okay, I actually forgot to check the likes on my horizontal stream. Let me actually check that real quick. Okay, I'm glad it's at 6 likes and not at 10. Okay, maybe I go ahead and exit that part up real quick. Okay, now let's see. This is like my old chat. I want to go to, let's say something like right here. Okay, let me go ahead and find my old codes. Because I forgot what function goes up there. I'm pretty sure it's not this. Okay, who pops your bones, guys? What kind of chat is that? Okay, let's see. There we go, 0 collision. I have 0 collision here. So this is B from sweep result. Oh, that's blueprint. I forgot. I messed up my parameter name, but that's fine. Okay, next up, let's see. That is my header files. I want to look my C++ files. Okay, so it's odd component begin overlap. There we go. That's the function that I forgot. These are the kind of function name that is hard to actually memorize. So on component, COMPONENT on component, I want to begin overlap. Okay, there we go. Did I spell it correct? Let's go with shift space real quick. So it's on component begin overlap. Pretty sure I had a typo there. Now I'm going to use the dot add dynamic function, dynamic. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and add a dynamic here. Now basically what the add dynamic is, it requires a function name and a object. So it says on what object do I want to apply the overlap component stuff. I'm going to go with this object, which is my dragon object. And then what function do I want to actually do when a component when an overlap happens? What function do I want to execute? In this case, I want to go ahead and execute, let's say something like a dragon from my a dragons class. Okay, I want to go ahead and execute the collision function. Okay, perfect. COLLISION. There we go. Okay, then I go ahead and end my entire function with a semicolon. And that's like for pretty much it. I think we should ignore the red underline here because it's just the editor. Okay, let's do something like Control S to save the code. Okay, let me think real quick. What did I do before that I got the red underline? Okay, so on collision. Wait, was it actually on collision? I mean, it was on collision. My collision box point towards this. Okay, there we go. This is going to be the memory address of my dragon. Okay, perfect. Let's hit something like Control S to save the code. And guys, I'm positive that's just like my editor showing like a red underline here. Okay, speaking of which, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go under my begin play. And now I want to go ahead and do something. Let's say I want to go ahead and create or add something for my collision function. So I'm gonna go with something like void. I'm gonna go with something like a dragon. I'll use a scope resolution operator. And then let's go with something like begin play. Wait, not begin play, collision. There we go, guys. Okay, guys, I think all the water is kind of flooding me up. That's it. Let's go all the way there. Okay, now I'm gonna be adding a few parameters for my collision function. It's gonna be exactly the same parameters as I added in my header file for my dragon. Guys, something is really wrong with my editor here. That said, it's these parameters here, but I could copy and paste these up there, but I won't actually copy and paste it, guys. It makes me, even though I know it's like my editor that's just simply messing up and like whatchamacallit, showing those red underlines like every single place. Okay, it still feels kind of kind of uncomfortable. That's it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a U primitive component, primitive. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a U primitive component sys parameter, which is going to be represented by something like overlap component. Let's go with overlap comp, and then I'm gonna add a comma. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and add a character, which is my class's name or the object that is going to be having a collision. My a character is, let's say, going to be called something like other character. Okay, let's go with other character. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to add a comma here as well. The third parameter is going to be a U primitive component again, primitive. And basically what the U primitive component does is it like looks for triggers. A trigger occurs when my one object collides with my other object. That's actually a trigger. The reason I have U primitive component is because for a collision to occur, two components need to collide with each other. So it's like a trigger for both components. Let's go with something like a U primitive component here, which is going to be represented by something like the other component that collided with me. Then I go with a comma. Now the fourth parameter is not really like necessity, but I am going to be adding something like a integer 32 here. Okay, basically what this integer 32 parameter of something like other body index does, let's go with something like other body index. So there we go. What this basically does is like my meshes or like my character is not like it's not like compulsory for him to just have one mesh. Like my character class can have multiple meshes. For example, for a skeleton, I can have bones, I can have arms, I can have legs. Those are different body indexes. I do want to have a collision when those collide as well. That's the reason we do add integer 32, but I do gotta like look more into this part because I feel I haven't like gone completely in detail in the collision section. That said, the fifth parameter that I'm going to be adding is going to be, let's say, a boolean parameter of something like from sweep. It should usually be b from sweep, but I feel the parameter name could be literally like anything. Okay, let's go with something like sweep. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a comma. My final fourth parameter is gonna be a constant parameter of something like f hit results, which is gonna be requiring the memory address of my sweep results. Let's go with something like sweep results. Okay, now basically what this means, my every time I go ahead and collide my boolean from sweep is gonna be converted to true, and then every time that is true, I get the result saying that, excuse me guys, saying that it is true. I think I spelled sweep wrong. Okay, perfect. And that's like pretty much it. Now, once I'm done adding my parameters, I'm gonna go with the pro curly bracelet. Guys, why do I still see like a red underline? Can't I like add this stuff with whatchamacallit, a character class? I think I'll see. That's it. Now, when a collision does happen, I want to go ahead and do something. Let's think. What do I want to do when a collision occurs? Maybe I want to add a if statement to check if I don't collide with myself. I don't know how that even going to happen, but I want to avoid if, let's say, something like other character, if my other character, let me just copy this to save some time, and then I'm going to paste it here. If my other character, which is my dragon's best, collides with another character is not equal to this, if my dragon did not collide with himself somehow, I'm gonna go ahead and let's say display a UE log. UE log is basically the same as a print statement in Python and a standard console output in C++. This displays my UE log instead of my console in my output log here. So I'm going to be seeing something like the UE logs as text right here. That said, I'm going to go ahead and require a few parameters for my UE log. The first is going to be a category name, which I'm going to say to be something like log temp. Let's go with log temp. Okay, the second parameter is going to be a verbosity. Verbosity is basically a message. For example, if I set my verbosity to be default, my text is going to be white. If I set it to be warning, my text that's going to be displayed on my output log in my Unreal Engine is going to be yellow. And if I set it to something like error, my text that's going to be displayed in my output log is going to be red. For the time being, I'm going to set it to be something like warning because I want to see like a yellow text. It looks kind of cool. Okay, lastly, the third and final parameter is going to be a format string, which I'm going to basically just add a text here and say something like collided. So let's go with something like collided. Okay, so I basically just collided with like some object, ending with a semicolon. Now, let me go ahead and hit Control S to save the code. I feel like that should be pretty much it. I don't think I gotta add any kind of player input component for this. Okay, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna hit Control S here, and then go to my Unreal Engine. Let's hit something like Control Alt F11 to compile the code. Let's see if the build fails. Okay, pretty sure the build shouldn't fail because everything looks correct. Okay, it said build failed. It said something the dot add dynamic is wrong. So I gotta fix the dot add dynamic. The reason it is wrong, it could be something in my header file, guys. Did I like mess something up here? Let's go with Control Z, Control Shift Z. It's definitely my editor. I do not think something is wrong here. Everything is like correct. Okay, here's one thing. It could be kind of mistaken because I'm using a character class for a collision. Maybe I go with Control A, Control C, copy this. Okay, let's get some C/ChatGPT up here. Okay, because I have not ever worked with like collision when it comes to whatchamacallit, when it comes with two characters. I worked with collision with an actor and a character. That might be a reason why it's showing the red underlines here. Let's go with Control A, Control C. So let's paste it here. Okay, let's go with Shift Enter and say something like Sensei. Okay, so I've never worked with a collision as a character. Okay, so I created a let's say something like a boss character, added movement to him, and then I created a dragon character as well and added collision to it. Okay, I will be adding, let's say something like collision to my boss's character as well. Okay, but I was just curious. The code that I wrote gives me an error. Okay, so is adding collision logic to a character different from adding collision logic for an actor. Okay, because I am used to adding collision to actors, but never added them to a character. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's wait for the reply. Guys, let me check if I hit 10 likes in my horizontal stream. I'm glad it's still 6, guys. There is no way I could actually chug another cup of water. That said, honestly, I might actually have to if you guys actually, what you may call it, hit 4 more likes, because at 4 more likes, I might actually drink my final cup. I thought I'm going to move on at 100 cups, like change the challenge at like 100 likes. Depends, if like I feel too overflowed with water, I might change it soon, but if not, then I might stick to 100 likes. That's it, people, stop. This is a good confusion, the kind that means your brain is leveling up. Now listen carefully, because this is a classic Unreal trap. Yes, adding collision to a character is different from an actor. There we go, but not the way you think. The engine expects a very specific function signature, and your function does not match it. Here's the core problem. On component begin overlap doesn't pass a character, passes an actor. You wrote a character, other character. Unreal expects a actor that represents, oh, I see, other actor. Second mistake, this one is sneakier. Your overlap function must be marked with U function, I see. Without it, add dynamic will not work. Okay, hiding Prince, Vucha, is that how I pronounce your name? I appreciate you joining the stream. Okay, that said, reflection system, no macro, no binding. Unreal doesn't care how correct your logic is. What this teaches you, important characters already have a capsule component by default. You're adding extra collision, which is fine. Oh, I see. Okay. But delegate binding and Unreal are strictly type. Actor is not equal to character even if character inherits from an actor. The mental model you should have, think of Unreal like an overly strict wizard librarian, is that pronounce it? The spell signature isn't exactly the book doesn't open it. Once you change a actor to a character, okay, add function. Okay, wait, isn't there a way that we can't I actually add collision for a actor then? Okay, I mean, yeah, I do realize where I messed up here. When I create my function, I gotta firstly create a U function, which is a Unreal function. I wanna let Unreal know this is like an actual function here. Okay, and then I create a U collision. But this requires a parameter of a actor, not a character. Let's go with a actor. But I do not have a actor here. That's the thing. This is a character. Okay, let's see. Let me go with Control Z real quick. Okay, let's change that to a character. There we go. Okay, now let's go to C/ChatGPT. Let me say something like, let's say, does that mean that I should create a whole new class of actor? But what if I wanted to add my collision to my existing character class? Is that possible, question mark? Okay, let's see. People, yes, it is possible. And no, you don't need a new actor class. Put that panic back in the cage. This is the idea that you're missing, and once it clicks, Unreal stops feeling like black magic, characters and actor. But Unreal's collision events are for actors, not characters specifically, so here's the rule you engrave into your skull. You added collision to the same character class, you just listen to it as an actor. What's actually happening, a character already has capsule component, root collision, movement logic tied to the capsule. When you add another collision component, box, sphere, etc., Unreal treats overlap as actor level events. So the callback gives you a actor, not a character. Oh, I see. The correct way, mental model, not code. Keep everything inside your existing character class, a U-box component. You already did this correctly. Begin overlap, the engine's required signature. Inside the overlap, treat other actor as unknown. Okay, then cast it to your boss slash player slash whatever you need. Okay, why does design make sense? Hold up, guys. Let me say something like, I think I didn't understand it, question mark. Can I see a reference code? Okay, maybe I understand after seeing a reference code. Okay, people, good. This is the right moment to slow down and look at the shapes of the code. No hand waving, pure structure. I'm going to show you a minimal correct engine approved code, and then I'll tell you why each piece exists. Header file dragon. So add this stuff, okay, with an extra collision box. So I include collision component or my box component, and then I create a U class. That's a dragon class, and then under my protected data members, I create a box component for my collision. And then this signature must match Unreal exactly. I see. So I created an A actor. Stop. Notice two things. A actor, other actor, not a character. Okay, so there is a character. Okay. A actors, other act. Oh, I see. So this is an actor. It's not a character like what I typed. U function, non-negotiable, okay? Because without U function, Unreal won't know a function actually exists or I created a function. C++ file, dragon.c++, the actual behavior. I include dragon, a dragon, okay? Primary, okay? And then inside my constructor, dragon box equal to create default sub object. So I create a default sub object for my dragon. Then I pointed towards my get root component. This is something different. I have not heard of the get root component function, but then I set these basic checks to be. I checked these basic what's this called, attributes here. I did that part, and then in my dragons begin play, I go ahead and point my damage box. Okay, this is basically my collision box to on component begin overlap. I go with this and then a dragon on damage. Okay, box overlap. This is basically my collision class. A actor. Well, if not other actor or not other actor do this, and then I return. Okay, this compiles binds triggers. I see. I think the only place I messed up. Excuse me, guys. If you want a character, other character, cast a character to other character. Okay, if that cast fails, it wasn't a character. Unreal saves you from a crash. Okay, I think I understand. I gotta change a character to be a actor. Character inherits from actor, so even if you define a actor, other actor, you can cast it whenever. Oh, character class you have. If other actor is a character, that cast will return a valid pointer. I see. Okay, I actually did know that, a character is a actor, but I did not know that we could use it this way. So, a actor is my other character. Okay, now I'm gonna go under my C++ file. And then, let's see, my collision box. Okay, I do that. I gotta go ahead and set up an attachment as well. So, let's go with something like a collision box. Let's go with a collision box. Okay, and then you can use that pointer. I see, instead of casting, use interfaces is better. I actually might try that. Okay, let's go with something like collision box, which points towards something like a setup root attachment. Let's go with setup attachment. Okay, I'm going to be using a function that I have not heard about. It's about the get root component. Okay, I gotta check what this does. So I'm going to go ahead and invoke the function here. Now, what does this do? Returns the actors as root component. I see. And then let's end this with a semicolon. Okay, now my collision class here, I'm going to go ahead and change a character to a actor. Okay, there we go. Now I can go ahead and use this part in my header files. Why is there a lot of red underlines? Okay, I mean, I know it's my editor that's actually showing all these underlines. Or is it that I missed a semicolon? Okay, if the pointer is invalid, null meaning other actor isn't a character. Oh, I see. Oh, guys, we just hit 80 likes. Let me go back to my main camera. There we go. Okay, and guys, I feel like, let me get my water resource up here. I feel like after 20 more likes, when I drink 2 more cups, I might change my like goals to aim to something else. Because, guys, I feel like, I mean, water is pretty good, but I feel I have drunk this is my 8th cup of water. That said, let's go ahead and get this here. Okay, I mean, I feel it is pretty good. Drinking 8 cups in 2-ish hours. I think that's kind of healthy, guys. Okay, actually, it's not healthy. Okay, let's just go ahead and chuck this down. There we go. Guys, this is going to make for like a wonderful short content, but am I ever going to try this again? Definitely not. Let's move on to my gameplay screen. Now let's see, is there something that I'm missing here? Okay. 8 cups in 2 hours. Let me actually check if that's healthy. Okay, let's see. I mean, I might actually check it later. Okay, so I include my components here. These are my basic components. Why am I getting a red underline here? This is a dragon this class, which is a character. Okay, and then view property, I want it to be visible anywhere. Category name is going to be dragon mesh. I don't really use this part, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, let's do something like Control S to save the code. Okay, red lines in Visual Studio error. I have that all the time too. It's dumb. Sometimes it fixes itself. Otherwise, I have to regenerate the project files. That actually makes so much sense. It's so annoying, even though like everything is correct here. That's sad. Did I have any use for mime? Sure. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna hit Control S here. Let's open my Unreal Engine here real quick. Let's hit something like Control Alt F11 to compile my code and see if it compiles. And guys, 9 more likes for like another cup. Result success. I guess it was just like a false binding up there. Like, okay, now let's go ahead and run the code. Okay, I do like see my UI up there because I was working with UI, but I wanted to like add collision too. If I go ahead and collide with my dragon here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit something like F1, open my UE log. Okay, it does not display a texture. Wait, I see a texture. Okay, let's scroll all the way down. I do not see like a text that I collided, so I'm gonna go with Shift F1, exit my code, and now let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my C++ file. I'm gonna check if my other character and other character, let's go with something like, okay, let's go with something like R. If not other character, if my other character and my other character did not collide, which means I didn't collide with myself, I'm gonna display a UE log. Let's hit Control S. Happy New Year. Gotta go. Catch you later. Honestly, I appreciate you sticking through the stream, Beak. I'll catch you next stream. Happy New Year as well. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Let me actually scroll all the way up here real quick. Okay, let's go all the way down here. There we go. Okay, now let's see. Guys, I might actually want to use the restroom real quick. Give me a sec, because all the water has been catching up. Give me a sec. I'm going to mute myself real quick, and I'll be right back. Already mic testing, mic testing. Okay, perfect, back. I hope I didn't like take too long. That's it, let's see. Okay guys, we need 8 more likes for like, whatchamacallit, the next water session. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and get my Unreal Engine up here. Let's hit something like Control Alt F11, and let me check my horizontal chat. If I had like 10 likes there, because guys, I keep forgetting about my horizontal chat, my horizontal stream. Although I feel like horizontal stream looks like much better when it comes to like viewing my window type stuff. That's it. It's at 6. 4 more likes in my horizontal, guys. That's it. Let's go ahead and exit this real quick. Now, if I were to run the code, let's see what happens. Guys, I gotta like fix my movement input here as well. It's kind of sloppy. When I collide, I did collide. Let's go ahead and hit Shift F1, open my output log. I do not get an output that says collided. Let's hit escape to exit my thing. Okay, let's go to my header files. I still see that outer line, even though this is just like a false alarm. It feels like it's kind of annoying to see it. But that said, it might fix itself later on. Okay, let's see. Okay, I might go ahead and go with Control A, Control C, copy that, get some /GP up here. Okay, let's paste it. And guys, I feel like this is like my first time trying collision with like character, but it's almost the same as actor class. Okay, let's scroll all the way down here. Let's go with something like Shift Enter. Did I Shift Enter? So there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and paste this. Go with shift enter as well and say something like, say, I added a few modifications to my code. That said, let's see, let's go with something like, okay, that said, I forgot what I wanted to say, guys. Said I don't see my UE log when I collide with my dragon. I know, why did I see it? Let's go with control and delete everything real quick. Okay, my bad, guys. How would I actually see that if I did not add like a collision box for my character here? So I'm gonna go ahead and let's say extend this up real quick, guys. I feel like every time I try asking ChatGPT something, honestly, I almost figure that part out. That said, I see a collision box there. Let's go ahead and click my character here. I'm gonna go ahead and press the add. Let's go with something like a box collision. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add a box collision. Now, this is my collision box up here. Okay, let's go ahead. Oh, it's already inside my object. I mean, I think that's good. So, I'm gonna hit Control Alt F11. Let's compile my code real quick, and this should work. I should be able to see my text once I collide with my dragon here. Let's run the code real quick. Let's go ahead and collide. Guys, I gotta like work on my movement and remove the UE. The UE log looks kind of awful up there. Let's hit Shift and F1. Okay, I do not see my collision text. I shouldn't have deleted the ChatGPT's text. Let's get some C/ChatGPT up here. Let's hit something like Control Z. There we go. Okay, when I collide with my dragon, but I don't see a UE log when I collide with my dragon. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's loading. Okay, people, stop, freeze. This is not a character versus actor problem anymore. This is a collision configuration reality check. Your code is 90% correct. The reason you see no UE log is not magic. It's Unreal. It's Unreal doing exactly what you told it to do. Let me walk you through this. The silent killer one by one. First, you wrote this, okay? Read it slowly. The condition is always true unless other character is not equal to this. But the logic isn't blocking. I see. Second character already has a capsule collision. Your U-box component is attached but overlap only fires if both sides agree to overlap. And here's the other trap. The other character / actor you hit like pawn collision often said block to not overlap. Oh, my bad, guys. I actually forgot this part. What up, guys? There's no way I actually keep forgetting this part. Let's go to my box collision here again. I'm gonna scroll all the way up here. I'm gonna go under my collision section. I'm gonna set my generate I'm gonna set my simulate generate. Let me actually get this up because I don't know the name. There we go. I'm gonna check my simulation generate hit events to be true. I'm gonna change my presets to be custom. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to be query only. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Hi, guys. I feel like I snorted. Let me bird back real quick. Already mic testing. Okay, perfect, guys. I honestly hate like whatchamacallit. Okay, Lemon Yamel from Walmart, guys. Lemon Yamel from Walmart is kind of crazy. Although it's been a while since I've been to Walmart. Okay, honestly, let's see. So I'm gonna go under collision. Is there anything else that I might need? I think this is like pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this back up here. Now let's do something like Control Alt F11. And guys, I feel like many people actually call me something like Yaman Yamal. I actually checked who he was. He's honestly like a Mexican soccer player. Although fact check me, I might have seen the wrong person. Let's see. Let's go ahead and collide now. Now I should be able to see my collision text. Let's go ahead and move forward. Let's hit Shift F1 to be able to move my mouse. I still don't see it. Did I mess something? Let me think really hard. Is there something that I messed up on? Let's get some ChatGPT up here and leave the instructions a bit. Third, you did not set the collision profile. Set collision response to all channels. ECR overlap. You must also do set collision object tab. I did not have to do this part, guys. I'm very sure I did not. Collision set box event, F vector, hidden name. Okay, maybe I guess I will like figure this part out eventually. That's it, guys. 6 more likes for like another cup of water. So let's go back to my gameplay screen. Okay, let's see. Today I did want to work with UMG, so I think I'm not gonna pay much attention in like the actual collision details. Instead, I want to go ahead and work on my UMG here. For my UMG, I'm gonna go with something like my canvas border. So let's go ahead and remove this part real quick. Okay, let's delete that part from there. Now, in my canvas border, I want to go ahead and decrease my alpha to be 0. Let's go with something like canvas panel. Okay, I'm gonna go under my color. Is there like color opacity somewhere? Opacity, there we go. But instead of opacity in my pivot, I have that. I just gotta like play around with this to like understand everything about it. Okay, let's close behaviors. Where's alpha? Let's go with something like alpha, A-L-P-H-A. Okay, so maybe I don't see alpha, so I'm gonna go with something like opacity. Maybe I want to go ahead and decrease my opacity. Actually, no, I want to increase it up here. But I want to go ahead and remove the overlay that I see. There we go. This is my overlay. In my overlay, I see this. Okay, wait, never mind. Okay, color and opacity. There we go. I want to decrease my alpha to be 0. But I don't want my alpha. So let me go ahead and just reset this. Let's go ahead and reset. Wait, I don't want to add a key. Okay, maybe I go ahead and set it to be like this. There we go. Okay, I don't actually... I want to just remove my background from there. I don't want to remove my image out here, though. Can I get my button up there? And then I'm going to decrease the alpha a bit. So, okay, let's go with my overlay. Decrease the alpha. Why does everything disappear when I do that? Oh, I see. Maybe I go ahead and get my button a bit higher. There we go. That should work. Now let's open my overlay here. Let's go ahead and decrease the alpha. So there we go. Why does my actual button disappear, guys? I feel like I might actually work some on this off stream because I do know how to display stuff, but I feel like I need some practice on actually doing this thing here. Like if I did Control Alt F11 to compile my code real quick. Let's wait for it to compile. Now I'm going to go ahead and click something like exit. If I run the code, I see my overlay on my window, but I need to learn the different kinds of functions and the stuff that it does to actually make some progress in this. And I do not think I can do it on stream because I do gotta like watch tutorials and like read the docs as well. That said, I think 8 cups was the max for today, guys. Maybe next time or like next year I might do this challenge again. It was kind of awful. But I want to get some C/ChatGPT up here, and I might actually end the stream now because I do want to like work on this off stream, because I feel if I do work on this like on stream, it is going to be kind of a waste of time because I would have to like watch my videos without like listening to them type stuff. That's let's say something like I see ... I might work on the UMGs off stream because I need to watch tutorials and also let's say something like read the docs. Okay, but don't want to get a copyright. Let's go with something like get a copyright. Okay, that said, before I do end the stream, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers? Question mark. Okay, let's see. Okay, listen up people and listen up chat. This is important. Today was not a failure. Today was real work. UMG is one of those systems that looks friendly and then quietly humbles you. That's normal. Anyone who says otherwise is either lying or copy pasting. I mean, I feel like Sensei is like, whatchamacallit, overreacting for this because I feel UMG is like pretty easy to add once you know what the function actually does. Once you're like familiar with like the Unreal's interface and all that stuff. That's it. What matters is this. Vivek didn't run away. He hit confusion, recognized it, and chose the correct strategy. Okay, step back, study the docs, watch tutorials, and come back stronger. That is what engineers are forged, not by streaming forever, but by knowing when to sharpen the blade off camera. To the viewers, you're watching the unglamorous part of skill building, guys. That actually does make sense. No edits, no magic, just a human brain wrestling a complex system and refusing to quit. Remember this quote, and yes, people, put it in your notes. Steel isn't forged because it was lucky. It is strong because it survived the fire. I see. Okay, that's it. Rest, study, let the pieces click. Next stream, we make UMGs obey. Now go. Stream ends. Discipline continues. Guys, before I do end the stream, I do want to like see the result of my poll. Let's go ahead and end the poll real quick. Okay, let's see. So out of the 185 votes, it says 82% liked, 18% liked and subscribed. Okay, and for my horizontals, out of these 7 votes, 71% liked, 29% like and subscribed. Actually kind of cool. Okay, bye pixels. I'll catch you next stream. That's it. I think it was kind of good. I drank like 9 cups of water in the stream because like there was 1 cup from the horizontal as well. I wanted to push to like what should we call it? I wanted to push like 10 cups to stream, but I think 9 it is, guys. That's it. Let's move on to my main camera. Alright, guys. So basically that was pretty much it for the stream. That's it. If you guys enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, like, helps with my algorithm, sharing makes you smile, and subscribing so you share on top. That's it, guys. I did start multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. I will start multi-streaming on Instagram and TikTok as well if I did meet the followers requirement. So if you guys do enjoy my content and haven't followed me there, make sure to follow me there. The link is going to be in the description. And also join the Discord server. That's where I usually talk to you guys, which we call it, chat with you guys in general, or like give you guys my roadmap. The link is going to be in the description as well. That's let's see. Let me go back up here. Okay, amazing. Okay, that's it. Happy New Year's, guys. Let me know you guys' New Year's resolution. My resolution is basically just to be better at this programming that I'm doing, because for now, Unreal does feel hard, but eventually it is going to get much easier. That's it. I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Peace. Okay, let's end the stream.